Hello friends, in this video I shall talk about form validation in Django. So whenever we want any data, we display a form for the user which is filled by the user so that we can get the data from the user. But we also want that the data which we get should be valid. So in order to validate data, we have two ways. The first is client-side validation. We can use client-side validation with the help of HTML and JavaScript. We validate the form that if the data has been correctly entered by the user, and the next can be server-side validation, which is more powerful because client-side validation can be manipulated, but server-side validation is not easy to manipulate. So second is server-side validation, which involves validation on the server, and the server checks whether the data entered by the user is valid. So in server-side validation, we shall use Django. So in Django, we use the Python to validate the data, and Python runs on the server and only. So Python can validate our data. So let's see how to use Django framework to validate the data. So we have a project. I have already created a test project, and we have already created a app test1 underscore app here. So you need to check my previous tutorials. So this is a series of tutorials, and in this video we shall talk about validation. So I have already opened the models.py file, and in this file let us create a model database at first, and then we shall create a form. Let us quickly create a model database. We shall be saving the user profile data, and just type models dot model, and you can type a comment here to save profile data, and enter some field here. We shall enter some field. First one is user. The data belongs to which user. Type models dot foreign key. Foreign key double relation with the other table. So if you know about relational databases like MySQL or PostgreSQL or MS SQL, you will be aware of the foreign key, where you can create a relation with another table. So we have another table which is a users table, which already contain the users data. So username and other important fields are already saved in this users model. So we can just type here foreign key, and we shall type the name of the users model, and we can also have on delete underscore models dot cascade. So what should be the behavior if the data is deleted though? So if we delete the data in the users, data will be also deleted here. So we shall do like this. So it will create a relation with the users table. So there should be a relation with this model and the upper model users. Let's create now other fields. Now I will create a simple field models. So let us define a max length here, I shall define a length of 150, or also you can define less. And let us create a address field here. So let us create a text field here. So text field can save large amount of data. So and last we can create a field, mobile field to get the mobile number. I shall define as a card field, and max length I shall define as just 12 is enough. So then we shall in the meta class we can enter the let me correct the spelling. So dv underscore table, what will be the name of the table? Name of the table can be users underscore profile underscore data. So we have created a model database. We shall do now migrations so that we can create a table for this model in our database. So let's do the migration. Let me correct this one. Let me go to the environment. Let me clear my screen. Let me go to the project. So let us do a migration. Let us type the command manage.py make migrations, which will help us to create a table in a database. So there is some spelling mistake. Let me correct it. So you can see that Django will be creating a model called user profile data, and just if you go to migrations folder, you will a new file have been already created here with the same almost same contents which we have defined for our models class. So let us do the migration. Let us type the migrate command to generate the actual table. So table has been actually created. We can check our database, and just we need to refresh it, and you can see that the table has been created, and you can just view table, and you can see that the ID field is automatically created, and there is also a field user underscore ID, which is the same field. This field is user field. So underscore ID means it has a relation with another table. And we have already created a table. Now we need to create a forms there. Okay, just go to forms.py so that we can apply validation. Let us quickly create a form. So let us import the model which we have created, user profile data, and let me create a new form here. So let me copy the same name. Just copy this same name, user profile data, and just type form here, user profile data form, and it will be forms dot model form. It will be model form. Okay, so model form to save user profile data. So after doing that, just go to the meta class, and you need to tell Django which is the model user profile data, and which fields will be involved, which fields from which field we shall be taking the data. So we shall be taking the data from city, address and mobile. So city, address and mobile. So from these three fields we shall be taking the data. So we have created the form here, and let us create a view so that we can also apply validation. Just go to the views file and let us create a view here so that we can play with our uh, model which we have created. So user underscore profile data, just, and you can to save profile data, you can type any comment here quickly, and let us import the also form. Let us import the form. We shall be importing our form. The form name is users profile data. So let me enter the name here. So just quickly render it. Let me render it, and we shall need an HTML for this. User underscore profile underscore data dot HTML, and in the context just pass the variable form, and you need to create the file user underscore profile data underscore HTML, and just copy the text and just go to the templates folder which is here, and inside the test one underscore app just right click it on new file, and we need some HTML here. Let me copy HTML from some other file. Yes, we have HTML here. Yes. It will help us. It is HTML which we want here. Just go to this file, and you can see that here is HTML. We will just change this line. Save your profile, and it is already have contained the form variable which we need, and it already contain the submit button which we need. So it is already the required HTML is already there. You can see it is just simple HTML, and now we need to uh, create the URL for our view function. Let me go here, just copy it and paste it here. Let me copy it again and paste a line here, and just go to views, and you need to copy this name of the function, and you can just copy paste here. It is as simple as that. Yes, and just save the urls.py, and now we shall go to the file user profile.html, and just create a link here. Just create a link here to go to that file. Save settings. Just type just settings here, and so let type the link here. The name of the URL is user underscore profile data. Let me type here. So let's visit the site now. Let's visit our profile page and just click on settings, and the form is displayed now. So we can enter the data here, and let us create now more code here, type more code here, so that we can check the functionality. So let me move to the views file. Let us type more data here. If request dot method, we need to tell Django that if a user give a post request, so what we shall do, let us get the form here. Let us type the name of the form, then you need to type request.post here, and you need to check if the form is valid, is underscore valid. So if it is valid, you can save the form and you can redirect it to some redirection URL. So we need to create another page. Let us copy this success page, and let us change it a bit. Create underscore, just give profile underscore, any name, you can type any name. After profile data is saved, so we can type any name. It is just for testing. You can do it in a better way, so we have not much time. We have, for testing purposes, we will create just a test page here, and just create a new file here, and you will just enter just from the file here. You need to a simple HTML. It will contain a HTML, and just we need to copy here. We need type here your profile data has been successfully saved. So we shall also create a URL for this success page. Just create a URL, and just copy the name of the view function, so you can see that we have created, and we can enter the now name of the URL here. So if everything is fine, the user will be redirected to the success page, and if there is something wrong, then we shall render the same page for the user, so he or she can correct the form. So before doing that, we shall apply some validation, which is our topic. So enter some validation here. We shall define some function here, validation function. For this we also need some other modules. We shall type here from Django.forms import validation error. So, and before that, just go here and type some validation function clean underscore. So our first field is city. We want a clean data for city, and you should note that every validation function start with the prefix clean underscore. You need to type the prefix clean underscore and then you need to type the field name. So this is the syntax for the validation function, and just type self here, and now you need to get the data which is imported, which we have get from the user, and this is a dictionary cleaned underscore data which contain the data from the user. So just type here city, and we shall check this data if the data received by the form and from the user is valid. So let us check the length. Let us make a condition here that if length is smaller than 3, we shall use a validation. City name should not have city name should have at least 3 characters. So we can define as a validation here if the character is less than 3. So we can tell user that you need to enter the more character there or the valid city name. And if everything is fine, just return the city variable. So it is important to return it. Then we can also define some other validation function like clean underscore. You need to start with clean underscore, then give the field name which is address, and we also validate that address should be entered in good length. Go to cleaned underscore data and dot get address, and we can define a condition here that the address should not contain less than 11 characters. So address should have at least so we can enter a validation here. So these are simple validation which we are typing here. So just return it so you can understand how validation actually work. So we also have a mobile number field. Just validation, we need to validate the mobile number also. Just type clean underscore mobile and type self here and get the mobile data from the dictionary clean underscore data and type get here and type mobile here. Let us validate now this if mobile dot is digit. We can check if the mobile number contains only digit is false. If the mobile number doesn't have digits, only digits, we can raise a validation. Mobile number should contain only numbers. So we shall take only numbers from the user, and we can also have another validation like we need to check the length of the mobile number. If length is less than 11, less than 10, so we need to raise a validation. Mobile number should be at least 10 characters. So if everything is fine, just go to else and return mobile. So these are some simple validations which we have applied, and we can check it if the validation is working. Just we need to check it that everything is fine, and we have done everything is in place. So let us check it. Let us go to our form and refresh it once. Let us type city F. Let us type some any characters here, and let us type any number here, and you can see that the validation errors have been displayed here. So we need to have at least 3 characters here for the city name. I shall type ABC, and address should contain at least 10 characters. I shall entering some dummy fields here. So let us try to save it again, and so there is no errors for the city and address field. Mobile number is not yet valid. We can type anything here, and if you type a character, and you can see that mobile number should contain only numbers. So let us save it again. You can see there is now error because we have done nothing for our the field user underscore id. So how to avoid this error? You can see that our model contain a field user. We need data here. We need to enter the user id here because it is in relation with the model users. So let us solve this issue. Let us do some changes here. Let us type here profile data equal to commit false, and you can type here profile data dot user underscore id. The field name is actually user underscore id, and type the request dot user dot id, and again just save it. And this is the code we need to correct the error. Let us check it again. So I have typed all the code here so that we can get the table for the user underscore id, which is the this id, this field user, which is created a user underscore id in the database. This indicates that it is the field for the foreign key. So let us check the site now, and let us try to save the data once again. So let us type some data here. Let us type some dummy data here. You can, in real life, you need to type the actual data. So I'm typing here dummy data, and just enter anything here, and so let me save it. Try to save it again, and you can see that data has been now successfully saved. And let us check the database now, and this is our table. Just refresh it, and you can see that the city is ABC and address is something we don't know what is this. And this is the mobile, and we have the user ID equal to 2, which actually points to the users table, and which is this. And you can see that if you view this data, you can see that in ID2 there is a user called Robin. So we are already log in with Robin. So you can see that we have successfully used the form validations in Django. So these were the form validation functions which we have created. And in the next video we shall discuss how to use bootstrap in our forms, and how to have more control in the forms. So if you like my video, please subscribe my channel. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you.